No, he's not surrounded by wrong people. Everybody chooses their company.
Or you attract yourself.
Yeah, you choose your company. Freedom of assembly and association. You see, some of us have carried historical disadvantages on the tag of peasantry. And I will tell you, and I'll be very honest with that. It doesn't matter how bright or intelligent you are. It doesn't matter how much you know. And I say I am very grateful to this country and God.
Yeah.
I've been to many places we are talking with, we talk about it. And I've gathered massive knowledge. Locally and externally.
Yeah.
Government has also sponsored me for very good training. And that is public cost. I'm not going to thank any functionary in government. I thank the citizens who pay the taxes.
Yes.
I see we also have a
But
citizen.
you see,
I see we have a citizen on call. Wacha tusikie pia mwananchi anasema jambo. Hello? Anapotea huyo.
I have a Sunday talk.
Yes.
You know, there was a time I went to a meeting somewhere and I was very privileged. In that meeting, I was the youngest. I had taken my CEO of a private audit firm. But in that meeting, there were 4 billionaires. Non-billionaires, not government thieves.
Yeah.
And one of them asked me, how did you get all these papers? And you're very young. And I told him I have moved many places. And I'm very curious. Very curious.
Yes.
When people start worrying in an area, I want to understand
Why?
what goes on there. Why? And I like inquisition and inquiry. Because as you say, that is what we should be engaging in.
Yes.
But I realized when I said my name, the first question he asked me, Wanderi, he said, is that Wanderi so and so who chaired this and this? I said, no. Then he said, it's okay. That means you are irrelevant. So it's a question, those are what you call the optics of surnames. The optics of
Surnames.
Those optics of surnames is the reason this country will remain backward and undeveloped. Because as long as we do not know your father, how will you know my father? He's a peasant coffee farmer and dairy farmer in the village. He is not me. That's my history. So deal with me. Deal?
Wachana na mzee.
Deal with me.
Bidii yake akanitoa.
Yes.
Amekuletea a gift.
He has done his
part.
His part.
Yes.
I do not begrudge anybody who has a good surname. That's their luck.
Ni sawa.
But I have a problem who use the optics of surname to marginalize
others.
To marginalize, denigrate, and humiliate others. I don't want to worry about domination, because domination is a question, of course, a bit talk. You can take it from me. I am promoting my name because my children will bear my name. And I write. You see, I've written a lot. I usually tell my daughter, who is sitting for KCSE, that the reason I give you the name Duta Wanderi is because I want you, when you grow up, you can talk about your father.
Yes.
I have left a footprint in this world. For you, you will build on that platform. Do the same. You are young.
Yes.
You do the same. But I would not want to discriminate, humiliate, and denigrate a person because I do not know
Their father.
The surname does not give an history.
Or the surname does not resonate. I have been a victim myself. In fact, that's why I dislike this notion of tribalism. The people who have hurt me most because of my surname are actually my community. Yes. They are the worst when it comes to this double discrimination. Because unless your name, somebody asks you, is this Wanderi so and so? Why you say no? You've been dismissed.
Yeah.
You are not relevant.
You're done.
You are done. Yet, in this world of today, we are no longer competing with those optics. We're in a competition of ideas.
Yes.
We're in a competition of ideas. How can Africa and Kenya survive if we get the worst because they have the correct surnames?
Well, anyway, we finish in 10 minutes. I don't know if you have any comments.
There's something that happened this week. Last week I went to Dar es Salaam for a show. And jana, somebody just stopped me. Uko Kiratina. Kaniuliza, sasa unajua wewe vile jina imekuwa. Sasa unatakiwa ukujaribu ukue MP sasa. Nikamuuliza MP wangu anajulikana the next constituency. Wewe unajua hata MP wangu ni nani? You don't even know. But you know Professor Hamo. Anajulikana Kongo. You know, it's like downgrading me to tell me to go to bunge. Unanitoa kwa dunia. Unanitoa kwa dunia. In fact, a funny thing happened. Niko kwa ndege tukitoka JKIA. Wachina kadhaa wamevaa PPEs, wanaingia white, wamevaa fully. Wacha tufike Dar es Salaam. They were the first one kutoa hizo vitu. Mpaka nikauliza, what do you know that we don't? How mumeamuaje saa hii hapa tuko safe? You know that nini ndio mnajua hii corona. You are telling us nini ndio mnajua. Sasa hii mmetoa hata wameanza kuhag na wanapiga story. I realize the moment you forget that you're fighting you start fighting for Nairobi, you're fighting for a small city.
Yes.
The world is waiting. The world is your oyster. Go. Say tulikuwa naambiana hapa. You'll be punished for being successful in Kenya. That is right. Why the world is calling us.
Yes.
That is why Rwanda next week inaenda show. And I'll have to go. Endelea kama mtaki kusikia, mtanisikia nikirudi kutoka Hollywood. Keep going. Endeleeni kufight. Endeleeni kunifungia mipaka na kuninyorosha na taxes. Ni sawa. But ideas are what will be celebrated. Na ndio hizo zina celebrate huko.
Beyond the border.
We go beyond the border. Nduru na shangwe. Wewe endelea kurenga. You are wasting your resources. And then let me ask you. We lost an opportunity because there was an airlift program ya Kennedy, sindio?
Yes.
Akachukua baba ya Obama. Imagine Obama was taken from us because of our you know, mtu akiwa America aliamua akakuwa generous. Kasema I look for the bright guys. Hata kama walikuwa na ulterior motives ni sawa, but generosity yake iliwapelekea Obama.
Yes.
Saizi sisi tunamuoneaga from the movies tukisema ni wetu, mimi ni wako Galo. Kogalo nini? He is not ours. He is not ours. I'm telling you.
Razama we are related. Mama yangu na mama yake ni wa mama.
And you know, angalia, tumefika hapo. You know there was a culture in Sapere land, in Kikuyu land. Mahali papote palikuwa na makutano ya barabara. Kulikuwa na ile gala. Unaona hiyo ya chakula. That wewe ukikuja na doma zako, naweka kidogo unachukua ile nyama yenye hauna. Mwingine anakuja and we were generous. That's why we were prosperous in those days. The moment tulifunzwa hii tabia ya kujifichia kila mtu, mimi ndio nakunyanyasa. Imagine if I import a car today, I pay 30% duty. And then on top of that 16% VAT. Sawa? Tayari by the time nafikisha gari nimelipa half of the price. Kama gari ni 6 million, nimeongeza 3 million juu. Na hiyo ni pesa imeenda. And then I will still tax mtu mwenye ananunua. Huyo mwenye ananunua anamsukumia tena VAT. Alafu huwezi enda uwaambie hii nilipatiana 16% nirudishie. And never. Unaongea na nani? It's an agency. And
And even as we head towards the end, Captain, is I want us to talk about the turnaround, especially for the economy. I have a friend, a Korean friend, who I don't know if you've gone to Westlands. Yes. There is a Kenya Railways building called it's called rail towers. Yes. Rail towers. Yes. Because you're going to there's a market. It's called Nakumatt, UK.
Nakumatt, yes.
UK. On your right, there's a Kenrail Towers. Yes. It's called Kenrail Towers. There used to be a Korean friend of mine who used to have a restaurant. It used to be Food Train. Yes. In Westlands, a Korean restaurant. And he used to serve Korean food. It was really massive. Almost the whole floor. Yeah. So I met this guy. We talked sometimes. I tried to call him recently. I found he was Muteja. And I texted him on WhatsApp. Hey man, I was looking for you because there's something I wanted him to order for me from China. After around 3 days, the guy replies my message. Akaniambia, I'm from Ethiopia. I'm going to Doha. Then okay, what are you doing in Ethiopia? What happened to your business in Kenya? Your food train hotel? And he's like, I closed it almost a year ago. Nini? Kasema Kenya, it's impossible to transact business. He has moved his business to Ethiopia. The policies around us is the reason why we cannot even raise budget amount. Yes. We cannot raise budgets. Is the reason why we cannot pay counties. We cannot give money to counties to pay our medics. Is the reason why we cripple under debt. Is the policy that's around us. Because you can imagine, if a businessman would rather do business in Ethiopia, where these guys are shooting each other every morning, would rather do business in Uganda, where we are saying the president is a dictator, and you think about the environment that the business cannot thrive. If they can do business in Sudan, instead of doing it in Kenya.
Or Burundi.
In even Burundi, where it's a war zone. If they can go like Amo was in Tanzania last week, they can go and do business in Tanzania than do business in Kenya. And he told me it's not only him who has left Kenya. He told me almost his friends who are doing business in this country have already left. Reason behind the policies around the business and the disempowerment. This guy was saying when they were doing that road, you remember they were constructing that road. Those trucks used to be there every day, Kiunua Vumbi. That time that guy was not doing business. But the same people who are doing the road are coming in for taxes every day. They're saying we want money. The police are coming also wanataka yao. The county are coming, they want their money. And you're not doing business. The same guys who are disrupting your business are asking for money. The other day when there was COVID-19, you've closed business. But they're coming in every day. They want to charge you for licenses. They want to charge you a tax. They're just like, man, I cannot do this. Alifunga up, I just close it up and I'm not coming back to Kenya again. Left just a restaurant like that with everything inside. This is how tired investors are. The question is, Wanderi.
Yes.
And there seems to be no sense of guilt from the government. When you hear the president talk, it never tells us about where we are, the state of the economy, and where we need to turn at, and what policies and strategies we have to turn around the economy of this country. The question, where you sit, where is the turnaround for this country?
You see, Bitok, in public finance, there are two sides. There is the revenue side, what you receive and collect. There is a physical side, which is the expenditure side. Our problem has never been the revenue side. The revenue side, whatever the downside we have there is self-inflicted, because we can collect enough. And if you ask me, I know, because where it can be collected. I also know who doesn't collect and why they don't collect. Okay? It is simply what you call collusive corruption. It's not abusive. It's collusive corruption. I'm supposed to pay 100 million. Why can't I pay 20 and give you 5? Okay? And so you have big people sounding titles. It's okay if you are a homeboy to get a job and be appointed. But whether you can do it is another thing. Is another issue. So that is a downside on the revenue side. Collusive corruption. I know the pain areas. Okay? And now that I am no longer in that system, I even know how people hide. I can even help people hide.
Yes.
If need be. Because I know how the bureaucrats, how the lazy bureaucrats think and work. And this they can, because they have not done it practically, they can't get out of that mindset. And therefore they wouldn't be able to tax properly. Let's go to the expenditure side. Where is this money? Bitok, you have invested in something here because this goes to the production of your product.
Sure.
Okay? Now, if you want to spur an economy, then you must, even if you have a cash cow, it is the cash cow that you feed. That is what produces. You remember what we said about coffee?
Yes.
What is the fact? Why do you
Why are we
need
talking
money in the
about
factory?
processing before production?
Yeah, before production. Why do we need a road going to nowhere? Let me tell you something. If I became president by over a PS in this country, let me tell you the first thing I will do. I will do the road between Rumuruti and a place called Malaso in Saburu. It's not in my village.
No.
But I know because I have seen people sell goats at 800 in Malaso. That goat, by the time it gets to Rumuruti, is Alfutatu. You've understood that economics, Bito?
Yeah.
But because of the poor road network from Ginyang, Malaso, those places, we are now consuming livestock products from Ethiopia and Tanzania. You won't need to go to Nyandarua.
Yes.
People are feeding carrots to animals, to dairy cows, onions, but we are also buying onions from Tanzania. I mean, that's simple logic, that you invest where you get the best returns or the best savings. Why are we borrowing heavily? Because I need to borrow, create a project, and then give Professor HAMO a project.
Yes.
Because he's my buddy. We spent the 300 million, he makes his 50 million. Oh God, we are developed. Roads going to nowhere, projects going to nowhere. You've seen the last mile connectivity. Okay? And that perhaps should educate us a bit. Why is Kenya Power reeling under a lot of pressure. Because you expected that if you sponsor people to connect power under 15,000, you would be able to collect back within a year that money and
Through the bills.
Yes, you know. But we know the kind of what are those people using the power for in the first place? Okay, what are they using?
Lighting, kucharge simu.
Lighting, kucharge simu. Hata pasi hawapigi.
There's no production.
There's no production. Yet at the same time, you have areas in this country where you need that power for production. Power is very expensive in our country. The things that we should be focusing on are take the back burner. So we focus. Now, we are always talking about consumption and not production. So MCAs will get 2 million grant. SRC has in the past said no. I pray that they say no again. Because we are like creating a group of Kenyans who are leeches, ticks who feed on the blood of the rest. The fact that you've just been elected to an office, I said earlier before you came that those politicians are servants, not our overlords. You know, when you hear that the fellow is going to get 2 million, it means that the government is going to engage in even higher and more aggressive taxation to get that money to pay that politician. Not for your benefit.
No.
For himself. And this is the crux of the matter. To turn around the economy, you need to invest in areas where production is happening. Secondly, you also need to look at the licensing regime. If we can create agencies, specialized agencies to deal with crime and financial crime, we should be able to create agencies to talk about the business environment. I talked about the 110 kilometers from Naivasha to Kinekela. Talk about the 155 kilometers from Nairobi to Nyeri. Nairobi County, Kiambu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Nyeri. You know, you are being forced to stop at one place and shop there and then leave. You don't want to stop anywhere because you will be taxed for taking business to Murang'a. You will be taxed. Talk about from Eldoret to Nakuru. You're going to be taxed along the road.
Yes.
Why should then I take business to Nyeri? Does it make any logic?
No, it doesn't.
You know, and this is where I'm saying that is an area I'm passionate in, because I know very well that you cannot ask somebody to give you 3 shillings out of 10 if he has not made the 10. First, you have to create an environment for him to make the 10 shillings. Then you ask for the 3. And you see, that means you need to do things that inspire these people. And then we talked about innovation. We have very young people with brains. Okay? Yeah. How many theaters? We are seeing counties talking about halls and doing buildings and offices. How many counties are creating theaters for art and production? HAMO, you are in that area. As you said, you are known internationally.
Yes.
I watch you people. I am a fan of you. Okay?
Yeah.
And recently when I saw you at Public Service Club, I won't tell you who you are meeting. But
Ume is a big man. Ume is a big shot.
He says hi to people. That is why maybe people think he should be a politician. But don't dare. You see, you see that why people recede into their small region and ethnic cocoons is because they do not see the opportunities that abound out there.
Yes.
They only see we have localized even thought. Even vision. We have localized. You cannot achieve your mission if you don't have a vision. So what's the vision you have? Personally, one of the people I follow is my Professor Lumumba. And I don't want to be restricted to Kenya like you. No. I want to talk about Burundi, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Uganda, Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, because I have a wider area. Okay? When I talk about security analysis in other international media and even locally, I don't want to talk about local things, you know, because if the moment you close yourself that way, you're going to be limited in vision and spectrum.
Sasa kama sisi tukimaliza tu election hivi, we start campaigning for the next one immediately.
Yes.
Because of no vision. You are in power. You are sitting on the seat but you're thinking hey next way
hiyo ingine nitafanya nini,
lazima nijipage saa hizi tuchape ABC kidogo. You know, let me tell you something that my late father taught me. He was in the army, Sasa bahati moja wakati ameretire and he was sick, he had Parkinson's. Sasa siku moja tunaona news na yeye, and then there was a video from Bonny Forest.
Yes.
A cop was complaining, si hapa hata nje tunanyeshewa sijui nini, and my father akachukua remote shaking as he was, akazima TV, hafa kaniangalia akaniuliza kwani huyu alienda high school kupatiwa uniform? Uniform ya polisi alitoa wapi? Because when you're training you are taught that ukibeba hii bunduki hautalala. Yes. Ni normal. Akaniambia, in fact, let me tell you something that si unataka kuwa jeshi. Aje nikwambie.
Ulikuwa unataka kuwa jeshi?
Sana, nimekimbia hiyo waja, nisipokuwa mguu ya G4S. So aliniambia the moment unapatiwa bunduki ushike hivi, unakaa nayo bitoke, hakuna kulala, na ukilala wanaiba.
Inaitwa girlfriend.
Ndio girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Na unajua bat number na serial number. In fact, when you are a cadet, by second week unaiba bat number 189, serial number 11 something SS. You know,
internalize it.
And that is why you see they really hold on to it.
Yani atakikuwa hadi because alikuwa so angry. Akasema yani nani alipatia nafasi hata andekiwa basi si utoke. Basi achana na enda nyumbani rudisha bunduki, toa uniform, si nikubaya.
Yes.
Go. Jana I saw a video of someone saying tunakasirikia polisi wanachukua hongo ni makosa lakini the nature of their job. Nikauliza kwani mimi nikienda kwa stage kama sija prepare, I'll be booed. It is the nature of my job. People want to laugh by the second.
Yes.
Nikiingia hivi
tujaribu kosa kuchekesha watu.
No wonder I was given this face by God himself. God ordained me to be a comedian. Wewe alafu natokea tu kama superstar, sina kitu ya kuambia, I have no thought. Alafu nasema mnatakiwa mcheke tu. Mcheke nini? Sijawapatia laughing gas. No, I need to have thoughts. Sasa wewe ukianza kuniambia that a cop sasa
mwenye hata anaongana apate kazi.
Akia nani? Wacha hivyo, wakishaingia job, kitu ya kwanza unatafuta pesa ya kuingia traffic department.
Yes.
Juu unajua hapo ndio utaomoka.
Ndio sikio jamaa wa mwisho. Hello, jambo.
Hello, habari yako?
Salama sana, habari asubuhi.
Salama.
Nazungumza na nani?
Nazungumza na Catherine.
Yes, Catherine.
From Nairobi. I've been following your debate.
Wow, thank you.
And, thanks so much for Collins for all those insightful information that he has given out to the public mwananchi.
I really
especially those who are following this.
Mm-hmm.
I really pity the matatu industry. I've been playing a route yenye hata mpaka nahurumia watu wa matatu. That is from Kariobangi to Ruai. Ukitoka Kariobangi roundabout, hiyo ya Juja Road, nakutana na polisi before ufike junction ya 36 in Korokocho. Those people pay something.
Ni wenye wanachukua ushuru.
Wenye wanachukua ushuru.
Enye ifiki kwa serikali.
Unatoka hapo, unafika Dandora karibu na Seniors, unapata the second group.
Wanaitisha pia.
Yes, you get to in between kwa reli na hapo kabla hujafika kwa reli they pay. Hapo Modern Heights they pay. As you connect through Kangundo Road they pay. Ukiingia before ufike Njiru they pay. Kabla hujafika bypass unalipa. And you can imagine that matatu saa zingine inalipisha 70 bob or maybe 100 shillings.
And wakati wa corona watu wajaji.
Kutoka corona sijaipanda matatu.
Ndio nasema ni wakati wa corona watu wajazwe kwa matatu. I think they do 60%.
So you can imagine all that.
Wow.
At the end of the day, how much does that matter to give the owner and how much to those people part up with? And then unajua kuna ile wanasema umeingia kwa shimo.
Yes.
Lazima ulipie shimo.
Shimo ni
So
gani?
that I think
Unajua stage inaitwa
ilikuwa stage.
Ai, Catherine.
Kuna
Yes.
security pia.
yeah.
So you look at all those mpaka unashindwa kwani what is not happening.
Oh, that's very sad.
See,
Wacha hiyo. We have young thugs in the house. We have young adults in the house.
Yes.
They sat down. They decided now to venture into online business. Saizi unaona online business is going to be taxed.
Kama yangu ndio anataka kufunga tena, utakuwa unapiga simu in the next 2
Sasa
months.
what are the kids going to do? Na unaona mtoto anatoka hapa. I have kids wenye walianzisha that online business. Waliungana tu the 4 kids in the house. So mmoja anatoka anaenda Kikomba ananunua viatu maybe 500 shillings. Kuna hiyo kama it is delivery 200. Anauza kiatu shilingi 1,000. So unapata kama wamekudelivia within the CBD anakuchaje shilingi 200 ndio aweze kudeliver. Sasa huyu mtoto umempatia capital aanze nayo biashara. It's not a lot, around 5,000 shillings. Mtu anaenda nanunua viatu pea maybe 6-7.
Yeah.
Ndio asikuombe hiyo pesa ya credit kwa nyumba. Also to keep them a bit engaged.
Yeah.
But now sasa wakianza hiyo, where are we heading to?
Very sad, Catherine.
It's a very sad incident, but how I wish Collins people to take heed of what you have said, so that at least we can transform this country of ours. It is very painful. It is really very painful. Mpaka unashindwa uanzie wapi umalizie wapi.
Catherine, don't lose hope. For one, I will tell you this, that there are those, we don't have any other country. We don't have a spare country. This is our country.
Exactly.
And we have our children who are growing up. The last thing you can do is give up on it. Change is a process, you see. If you look at countries where we are saying there's dictatorship, violence, war, those people are still living and surviving.
Yeah.
In our country now, we have a situation where people can belligerently, in a bellicose manner, write angrily to the president and disagree with him.
Yeah.
Hii hata hiyo ni maendeleo. Hata hiyo ni maendeleo. The next phase, you see the young people you are talking to.
Yeah.
Tell them the next time they want to go and cast a vote. We have lived a better part of our lives. We are adults and they are our children.
Yes.
It is their future at stake.
Yeah.
Their future at
Stake.
stake. We've got into a situation in the country where we are criminalizing enterprise. You know, I like the way you talked about the matatu. What people do not know is that to put a matatu on the road, the owner of the matatu requires 11 licenses. If you add the licenses required by the crew and papers and stickers, they become 17.
And the circles.
And the circles, they become 17. I have done this because I'm studying a bit of what people are going through. And this is the question I asked. If we can form commissions to handle crime and entities, why can't we have the concerned ministries form so that we agree that are we going to have a matatu that plies from Eldoret to Nairobi? The reason the fare is very expensive is because if they have to pick somebody in Nakuru, lazima walipe.
Yeah, kuingia shimo.
Kuingia shimo Nakuru, lazima walipe. You see,
Yes.
you know, and then you look like the people also coming to ask you for taxes, for these licenses and fees. They are so hostile, you know, as if you are a criminal. You are not a criminal.
You're an investor.
You are an investor. And this is why Rwanda is beating us at the game. You know, if Professor HAMO has been to Rwanda, how is border business organized here? Here we've left it to chance.
Yeah. Wewe fanya venye utafanya.
To chance. We talk in Rwanda, every border has a very big mark showing that this is number this on this route. We have matatos, they have routes here. You know, you cannot tell a border can do anything here in Gong Road and then go to Kawangware, do the same in Jogoro, but you wouldn't track him.
Even being used to
Yes. You know, even being robbers. But in Rwanda, he must prominently display
A number.
a number. Otherwise, that border once it is impounded, it is never returned, and that is the end of that business. There are no jokes, you know.
Yes.
And so the business has been controlled because the government listens
To the people.
to the people. Now, somebody who will start with border today, tomorrow will own a tax cab, will own a big bus, will be a transporter. But here, we are busy calling people at the lower level as if we started from the air, calling them names
Yes.
and dismissing them.
Yes.
You know, let me mention something about what I have had. I don't know if you've ever constructed, Catherine, or my colleagues here, but I know the guys who need to construct. Nowadays, if you want to go kazi ya mjengo, especially wakati wa koroga.
Yeah.
Siku hizi hatununui wheelbarrow sisi, wajenzi.
Yes.
Hapana, wewe unakuja na yako.
Kama unataka kazi
Yes.
kuja na
Unakuja na
yako.
na yako.
Na
To
yako.
hire it in the rural areas is 50 shillings
Per day.
Yes.
per day.
Yes.
In towns, it's 100 shillings. So
Yes.
there are people who have bought 10 of them. I know in places Thika, Muranga, those small towns.
Yeah.
So somebody has 4 mikokoteni. He has 10 wheelbarrows. He leases them out to vijana to go and do
Mjengo.
business. So it's an insult to the citizens at that level who need that equipment. Because you have a degree and a diploma, you think those people don't matter. Really?
Not everybody has those documents.
Not everybody.
All right. Anyway, Catherine, as we let you go, what is
and
your
apart from
last
that,
comment? Yes.
apart from that, there is also another concern.
Yes.
I have young adults in the house. Anytime I send them to go and buy bread, kitu ya kwanza namuuliza uko na ID?
Juu
Hawezi enda
anashikwa.
kununua mkate.
Atashikwa.
Atashikwa. I had a very bad incident at one point. These kids had come from church, ile maombi ya jioni, and unfortunately enough, wote waine wakashikwa. At that time, the last born was in Form 1, and the first born was to graduate. So when I went to the police station, the police officer just told me that, do you know how many people I have killed?
Wow.
And I can shoot all of these at once. You know what I told the
Which
policeman?
police station is that, Catherine?
Kwambao.
Of course, if
FEB.
it doesn't compromise, I hope it doesn't compromise your safety as well.
Do you know what I told him?
Yes.
What are you waiting for? Kill them. Yeah, you'll not be the first person to kill them, because they had just come from a prayer cell. We were having a prayer cell and a family week of prayer whereby we were going to different houses, and it was at 7:30. Na wameshikiwa wakiingia kwa gate. And one policeman alipiga huyo msichana, the one was the one was to graduate in 5 days time. Alimchapa kwa it was a very bad incident. But I felt so bad, and I told that policeman, you shoot all of them, because how comes the 4 kids wamebeba Biblia, wako na hiyo study guide yenye imeonyesha, and by the time I was called, the lady kwenye walikuwa wametoka kwake alikuwa amefika kwa police station, na walizungusha hao watoto tuburuburu back to Kinyago. But I like the OCS wa Kinyago at that time.
Yeah.
Alipofika pale, I asked them, where is the OCS? Those policemen at Kinyago. Now that was an AP place, and they were taken to Kinyago kwa Pro Box. So by the time nilikuwa nafika Kinyago police station, the OCS akaniuliza ni shida gani iko hapo. Nikamwambia kuna mtoto mwenye ako 15 years old and 22 years old, 16 years, 17 and 22 wamewekwa hapa ndani. Why? Huyo Form 1 alikuwa amewekwa drunk and disorderly. The Form 2 boy resisting an arrest. The 2 girls, the one was in Kenyatta University and the one was in Form 4 Parkland, walikuwa wameambiwa resisting also arrest. But the one in Form 1 drunk and disorderly. It was a very bad incident. And since then, Collins, yani nikiangalia askari saa zingine nasikia kutetemeka, because unaona mtoto ameshikwa innocently. So since they got their IDs, they will never get outside the house kwenda kununua mkate bila ID, because huwezi jua ni nini itafanyika next.
You know, it's very, very sad, you know, and those are the perfect examples of abuse.
Impunity.
You know, impunity and abuse of power. You're given a responsibility to protect the people. You know, bunduki na pingu sio zako. They belong to they are public equipment to protect the public. And what these people don't realize is that, you know, Professor HAMO,
Yeah.
to the indoctrination during the training when you're in the military is very solemn, you know, and it's like spiritual.
Yeah.
It's like
Spiritual.
you had a father who was the military.
Yeah.
He feels like we talk my best friends. I would do anything to protect my friend who is a comrade at arms because it is spiritual. Equally, it was indoctrinated that I hold this firearm in the name of the state and for the protection of the public. Most people who breach those oaths live very painful lives because it's a very high calling.
Yeah.
You know, you are actually doing God's work to protect other human
Imagine.
beings. But a lot of people don't realize this.
They don't connect the spirituality.
And because of greed of a little
Nakiburi.
Nakiburi.
Anyway,
You know?
guys, we are past time.
Yes.
Masaa zimeenda. I think we are 25 minutes past time. I want to really appreciate you, Wanderi, for coming in. I wish you could make time every week because everyone is saying, kuja kila siku, lakini najua huwezi kuja kila siku. So I don't think we can make 2 days so during the week so that we can have these conversations better. Yes. I'm saying Bira Ngatia says a friend is made to pay 10% from a single rental property, which is still paying a mortgage mortgage of 40,000, while the tenant is paying a monthly rent of 32,000. I mean, it's crazy. Muhammad Abdullah says Captain Wanderi is always informative. He deserves higher rank in government. All right. Mox Brice says thank you, Catherine. Abbas Jiguna, the painful part is that the government is not there to support you when starting your struggles, but are always keeping an eye on the activities. Immediately a shilling starts to dropping into your pocket, they are very much present at your doorstep. At your doorstep asking for abnormal taxes. That's crazy. And I think these guys want to come on a kwanga na ghost. And someone does the president know that it's like they don't live in Kenya? Very sad. Anyway, guys, I wish I could read all the comments, but because of time, I'll not after time. I want to give you an opportunity to give your last remarks, then I'll give it to Amo to make remarks, then we close it up.
Bitok, my closing remarks is to the young people of this country. Most of us, I say I'm in the second phase, not in the last phase of my life, in the second phase. But I see the struggles of the young people, the great ideas they have. I meet them every other day. I met one who said hi to me. He's called Cyrus Gashiki. I met him yesterday. And I spent a whole 3 hours talking to him about some things.
And he's a fan here.
Yes, because he told me he's your fan. And I told him, I want to spend time like a consultant giving you ideas, because in 10 years' time, I don't want you after the age of 45 to have to wake up to work to eat. You know, I said that and a lot of our young people did not get it because they said you don't get a job early. They mistook. There are 3 basic needs for a human being: food, shelter, and clothing. By age 45, any reasonable human being should have sorted those basics.
Those 3.
It doesn't matter where you build a house. It doesn't matter where you get your source of livelihood, but please have one. You know, you will be shocked that I still farm maize.
Yeah.
I still farm things up country and somewhere near Nairobi. Bananas.
Yes.
I have not bought a banana since December 21st because I've been consuming the ones I harvested. That's a saving. I want to talk to the young people and tell them, first, do not despise anything that brings a shilling to you. If you are employed, please work as if that is your enterprise. If you are in business, work, serve your customers as if you will never get another customer. When you walk around, please look at the needs people have. You innovate by filling the gap. That is where, if you are a Professor HAMO and you know people are stressed, make them laugh.
That's my job.
Yes. If you know that they need gospel music, sing soothing music. Okay? Yes. You know, and the other thing I want to tell the young people, please remember, there is not a single politician who can get injured for you. That I know. I know that. And I say that with a lot of respect because I have former colleagues in the army who joined politics, former professional colleagues who are even governors, but I know they will never lose a finger because of you. For you. So it is your life. Focus on yourself. Then finally, as you think about this country, love the country. Love the country. I have said it in social media. I have no love lost for politicians. I have only mourned 2 politicians in my life. 2. President Nelson Mandela and Professor Wangari Maathai. Anybody else?
It's a good returns.
I mean, to me, I mean, just to keep quiet, okay? Because I would want our young people to refocus their thinking. Let us have an alternative national agenda. Let's talk about enterprise, innovation, and merchandising. Okay? I go to very many places and see something costing this in this area. But in the other place, it costs double. I always ask myself, I wish I had all the time to do all those things, but I can't be in all places at the same time. So if you can get some good tomatoes in Mtito a day, some good onions, and ship them to Nairobi because there is transport every day, please do it and be honest. The young people, the only thing you can sell now to us who have been here a bit before is trust and honesty. A person who is investing 10 million, don't go stealing from him 1,000 or 10,000. No. Try and make him spend 100,000, which you can gain. Yeah. That is the way of life. The logic. That's the logic. But try every day. When you wake up every day, create something. Think about something. Walk around with a notebook. Write something. Write something. For heaven's sake, especially for the graduates. When you graduated, you are told you've been given power to read and write. But how many graduates are writing anything? That's a challenge I give to the young people.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. Love this country. Yes. Don't love human beings.
Don't love the president. Love the country.
Yes, love the country. Because once you love the country, you don't even... You see, personally, I will never go to the social media, use bellicose and belligerent language to abuse the president. What for? I mean, he's one person. He just has... And that power is transitory. Yeah. He will not be there tomorrow. I respect the presidency. I will respect even his deputy. I will respect everybody else. But using that kind of language simply exposes you, even if you're educated, as a person with very low intellectual capability. Engage people in ideas, not in bellicose language.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope to see you again next week if you make time. Really appreciate it. Amo.
Yes. I think I need to talk I need to talk to the government and the presidency, not the president, the presidency. Talk about treadmill. We look so busy as a nation. We're so busy, but we're going nowhere. Hiyo story yako ati unanyanyasa kijana amefungua kinyozi, amejaza makaratasi kila mahali juana mnafasi. That is wrong. In fact, ukisikia ati comedian ameamua ata chip into the politics of the day, it tells you that there is a lack. There is a lack in what you're doing. Please, kama baba anatusiana kwa nyumba, hata sisi watoto tutatusiana. Don't act as if corona, unaona hata vile mnahando corona inahandoliwa ni kama ni ya maskini. Matatu inabeba 50%. Ndege tunafinyana hivi kwa ndege. Kwani hiyo corona inaogopa mawingu?
Inaogopa tajiri.
Inaogopa, na hiyo ndio alafu wenye wanakufa ni tajiri. Sasa this is the fallacy of spirituality. Let me tell you. Wacheni kukula ni kama mko kwa barabara. Ni kama mnaenda. Tafadhali. Unajua vile tulikuwa tunakula tukienda festival? Unakula kabisa. Wacha kukula ni kama hii nchi ni kama unaihama. You remember Mobutu alitoka kwake akaenda kuzikwa mahali unmarked graves. Kama mtu hakuwa kitu, na alikuwa anaitwa Kumbengu wa Zabanga. Jogoo inayowika na kunyorosha vijiji vyote. Where was he when he died? I think he died a very sad man.
Siad Bare.
Angalia. Angalia across the road hapa tu Uganda. I'm telling you, if you do not learn from history, we will teach you. We are young people, we have the energy to do what we do. Mtaendelea kuiba, si tutajenga tu mpaka siku ile mtachoke on this what you are stealing. Steal, keep stealing, tutawachekesha mnyongwe nazo. Yeah, that is the only thing. But I'm telling you, as young people, it's time to rise up, not at the revolutions, no, it's by doing what you do the best way you can. Fanya unaosha hiyo gari uko kwa kaosh, osha kabisa, yani mpaka hata hiyo kaosh ikuhamishe, tukupate JKIA ukiosha ndege. Juu sasa umekuwa mnoma. Just do whatever you do with exceptionality, because that is the only thing you have right now. That is what they cannot take. Do it.
Thank you so much. Now what? This is a tackle, and the tackle ends now. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.